Kirui 18.
Interior Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen stood before the nation, draped in the authority of law and order, and handed police what sounded like a license to kill. Once a fierce champion of constitutional rights, Murkomen stunned Kenyans when he authorized officers to open fire on anyone daring to approach or a threat to police stations in the chaos that followed the June 25th protest. But in the days that followed, the same man who had thundered about lethal force turned around to pledge unwavering loyalty to the Constitution and the rule of law. And now he claims he was misunderstood all along. Vera Mora reports on a man who has made a habit of speaking from both sides of his mouth and sometimes in the same breath.
Tumeambia polisi, mtu yoyote mwenye atakaribia police station, piga yeye risasi.
These were not whispers or offhand remarks. They were words as cold and unmistakable as a loaded gun, delivered by Interior Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen.
Usikubali upigwe ati wewe umepigwa marungu na wewe ni askari uko na bunduki. Hiyo itakuwa ni bure. Fanya kabisa yenye utaweza. Tutafanya hiyo kesi nyingine baadaye.
His declaration, delivered with chilling conviction, rippled across a country already scarred by the heavy hand of state brutality. But only days later, facing a tidal wave of outrage and looming legal threats, the same man tried to shed responsibility like a snake discarding its skin. Once hailed as the firebrand, Murkomen now attempted to morph into the reasonable statesman. Sometimes, he managed to be both in the same breath.
If you will not find me anywhere where I said somebody should be shot to be killed, you will not find me anywhere where I said that a police officer should take orders from myself. No.
He now insists he never issued any shoot to kill order, or in his latest version of events, he was merely reciting the law.
And I did not order the Inspector General or any police officer to carry out any extrajudicial anywhere. Your Excellency, what I did was to state the law.
He reminded Kenyans that the Constitution itself bars such commands. Yet, this was the very same Constitution he appeared to sidestep when he urged officers to save themselves first, vowing to shield them from the consequences later.
If you are a police officer and you are being threatened with some character saying that you committed any excesses, there is no police officer who committed any excess yesterday. Police officers foiled a coup and they deserve our defense. They don't carry guns as toys.
So we must ask, when does a statement become a directive? Or how many times can a cabinet secretary speak from both sides of his mouth before the public simply stops listening? It is a pattern that predates this controversy. Not so long ago, Murkomen was the loudest critique of retired President Uhuru Kenyatta's silence over killings in the bandit-ravaged Kerio Valley.
Sisi tunataka kusikia sauti ya rais mwenyewe na sauti ya serikali kulingana kukomesha ile maafa inaendelea hapa Kerio Valley.
3 years on, the same valley runs red. More than 30 people have been killed by bandits under Murkomen's own watch. And the familiar pattern emerges. When the narrative flatters him, he is the crusading reformer. When it doesn't, he is suddenly the hapless victim of distortion. The doublespeak does not end there. After the death of blogger and teacher Albert Ojwang in police custody, Murkomen seized the cameras to promise sweeping reforms. Every police station, he swore, will soon have CCTV cameras. A promise with a timeline.
All the police stations currently standing at 1,209 shall have CCTV surveillance within the next 2 years.
But here is the contradiction. Bold as daylight. The central police station where Ojwang was allegedly tortured to death already had fully operational cameras. The problem was never the absence of surveillance, but the deliberate sabotage of it. Reports suggest a technician was paid to erase the evidence. This is the paradox of Kipchumba Murkomen, a man fluent in the language of law and public accountability, yet increasingly defined by his artful doublespeak. In his zeal to defend the government, he has flown scarily close to the sun, only to retreat when the heat proved too much to bear. Vera Mora, KTN.
And on the same breath, ODM leader Raila Odinga has